Welcome guys to another episode of Match Report, and in this one I'm going to talk about the Reds' latest match at home against Tottenham Hotspur in the Barclays Premier League. So yesterday, the Reds had a late kickoff at 5:30 and it was shown on ESPN against Tottenham, and coming into the match, Tottenham had this 23 years wait of having bad results against United, especially at Old Trafford as well. They haven't beaten us there. A lot of good records and history were on our side, and so a lot of people were saying that we were going to go heading into an easy game. But Tottenham, they signed very astute signings in the summer in the shape of Musa Dembele, Jan Vertonghen, and even Clint Dempsey. So they had made a very good few acquisitions in the summer, so they were dangerous. And one thing that a lot of people highlighted was their speed on the counter with Jermaine Defoe, Aaron Lennon, Gareth Bale especially, providing the kind of extra dimension up top with the added pace. And so that was the one thing that I was worried about, because looking at our midfield and the starting lineup, which I'll go over in a minute, there wasn't a lot of pace, and so that was the one thing that was highlighted and we were severely punished for. So the team, really the same as the one a couple of weeks ago in the Barclays Premier League, when we played. So it was Lindegaard, Raphael, Ferdinand, Evans and Evra at the back, with Giggs, Carrick, Nani and Scholes completed in midfield, and then Kagawa and supporting Van Persie. So very similar lineup to Anfield, barring the injury of Valencia ruling him out for this one. So we were shocking, I have to say, in the first half. I was pulling my hair out. We weren't at the races. We were dominated in midfield at times. All the Giggs and Scholes and Carrick were really out of their shape. Dembele, Sandro was dominating, winning every ball, and just seemed to lack that hunger to even go into a tackle. So we really were really poor even in the first few minutes, and Tottenham deservedly took a shock lead in the second minute, where it was a really bad goal to concede. I don't know what else to say about it. It was just a simple 1-2 between Vertonghen and Gareth Bale. And Vertonghen, he's a centre back at his trade, and so he has no right to go through the whole team. He just sped through Carrick and Ferdinand, and there's some massive space in the box. He just went through, had a shot, deflected all by off the arm of Johnny Evans, went through the off corner. I know some of you might say that is very unlucky, and that helped Spurs to settle down at Old Trafford and kind of started playing, but it was a really bad goal to concede. I was literally speechless because of how bad we were defending at the moment. I don't know what to say to that, because again, like I said, Vertonghen, he's a big lad, but all you had to do is just close him down, not let him take the shot, and he's a centre back and stuff like that. But just really poor on everyone's part. Rio Ferdinand looked a bit out of his way yesterday, didn't make the tackle, let him backed off. When he got in the box, you can't touch him now, so Vertonghen just went in, shot, and Lindegaard, in fairness, couldn't do anything else because of the deflection. Then after that, you would think, we would wake up and started to play, but still nothing happening. We can't even make 5 passes stick, and then Kagawa and Van Persie, very similar to the situation at Anfield last week, where the midfield was just getting overhauled, in the centre of the park, couldn't get any service out wide. Nani was out of sorts. Raphael, tried his best again, ferocity and aggression, but he can't do it all by himself. Ryan Giggs looked again a bit off shape, didn't have the pace, couldn't pass. Some of you might think that I'm really being harsh, but it really wasn't. The first half, it was almost, I actually walked out of the room with 10-15 minutes to go because of how bad we were. A lot of you guys would have been pulling your hair out like I was yesterday, because just how poor it was. I'm sure Sir Alex, he was hurting inside just how bad the quality of players. And then to seal it off on the 32nd minute, Gareth Bale, a very, counter-attacking. You think that we would have had it covered, four at the back, and then there was a massive gap in the middle where our midfield should have been. He sped through. Rio Ferdinand couldn't keep up, exploited Rio's lack of pace now, approaching his 34th birthday. Gareth Bale went through, first time shot with his right foot and just went to the far post, beating Lindegaard with absolutely no problem. And it was a good finish from Gareth Bale. I have no problem with that, admitting that at all. But it's worrying how easily Tottenham got both their goals. The first one, like I said, diabolical defending, and this one is just showed the lack of pace both within midfield and at the back as well. Rio Ferdinand is still a class act in my opinion, one of the best centre backs in England, passed the ball, but we should have had a midfielder and a ball winning midfielder, and perhaps if Darren Fletcher was fit, he would have played that role where he would have helped the defending out. And it was interesting to talk about this because before the match, ESPN actually highlighted how because of the lack of pace in our defence, they should have Salex should have brought in an anchor midfielder to help out the back four, and I thought that was cruelly exploited by Tottenham yesterday. So Spurs took a 2-0 lead into half time, and it was really deserved. They were on top for the first half. We didn't even get playing. So it was a really, really disappointing half to it. It was the worst half I've ever seen United play. Even Scholes, Carrick couldn't put a pass together, and the chances we made were, shameful. Really, didn't really challenge Friedel at all. Didn't have any aggression or fight, anything like that. So it was a half to forget, to say the least. So in the second half, it started well. On the 51st minute, Nani got the goal back. Rooney came on, changed the game, I thought, in the second half, linking up the play with Van Persie, so that was a good sign. But Nani got the first goal in the 51st minute, and get ready for yourselves here, because then on the 52nd minute, again, Rio Ferdinand was exploited for his pace, Defoe getting inside him, passing it to Gareth Bale, and then Bale, had a shot, Lindegaard only parried, and then Clint Dempsey was there for the tap in, and that was on the 52nd minute. And then another 25 seconds later, Kagawa was played through by Van Persie, making it 3-2. So 3 goals in basically 3 minutes. So it was a mad scramble, and yeah, you thought by that we would have kind of stuck with it and got the win, because there was a plenty of time left, but it wasn't to be. But we had a lot of chances. Paul Scholes particularly played amazing in the second half. I'm not sure whether the Tottenham defence were backing off and were feeling fatigued, but they just backed off him and let him play. And that's a dangerous sign when you have Paul Scholes, and as good as a player as he is, to dictate play. And I think the stats was saying that he had made 189 passes in the second half alone, which is more than the whole the Tottenham team in the second half. But it still didn't pay dividends. We had a few chances. One particular chance was Van Persie when he was played through by Michael Carrick, but then he scuffed his finish. He could have easily rolled it to Rooney, but once you're in that sort of form that he is right now, you're not going to pass to your deadly partner in the box. So he had the rights, but if he had scored, I think we would have went to win, because there was still 30 minutes left or something like that. So that was disappointing, and the closest we came to an equaliser was Rooney's free kick when he curled it over the wall. Friedel was beaten, but he couldn't beat the post, so that was really disappointing. Yeah, it was disappointing, but however, I have to say that we were making chances. Like I said, came close a few times. Rooney came in, Welbeck came in, Hernandez came on through Rio Ferdinand, and we were dominating in the second half. They were basically defending with 11 players, couldn't get out of their own half. But again, the possession of the second half didn't tell, and overall, I have to say we kind of deserved that loss. Just purely on the performance of the first half, it was really, really shocking. There's no other words for it, to be fair. There wasn't any inclination of positivity. or any encouragement in the first half. We were that poor, and so the second half, you know, if we just started passing 5 passes in at a time, it would have been a vast improvement on the first half. So Alex, yeah, he has a lot of thinking to do, in my opinion. You know, the midfield was really apparent again. The midfield problem where you know, Scholes, Giggs, and Carrick didn't look up to it. You know, they were dominated by Dembele, Sandro, and Clint Dempsey. You know, I thought we played really well, those 3, and especially with Aaron Lennon and Bell. I think they have one of the best midfields in the league, and you know, I kept thinking, what if we signed Moussa Dembele, because he again looked really good, very powerful on the ball, you know, and he was perfect age prime for the transfer policy at our club. You know, 23 years old, very strong, big, and could have played anywhere he goes. He has sublime skill as well, Dembele. So it was a shame, but I don't know what Alex can do with this midfield. You know, or he has to wait, and then if he does wait till next summer or even January, I don't know where we'll be in the league. Hopefully, you know, we can get some results and get back. But yesterday it was diabolical. So overall, we were deserving of that loss. And you know, Alex said about, you know, how it's out of order the little amount of time that we did get. But to be fair, we should have converted the chances that we were given, and if we did, I think we would have been, you know, one of the best comebacks again against Spurs. But congratulations to Spurs, you know, getting their first win against us for 23 years there. So again, you know, we can't complain too much, I guess, about the first half result. But the second half, we were at times unlucky. But again, just hopefully we'll recover soon. And on Tuesday we'll be playing Bruges, I think, in the Champions League. So I'm guessing that we'll definitely win that match, and then hopefully go into and rebound from this you know, disappointing performance. So, and I have to give a special mention to Rooney, actually, because when he came on, he transformed the game. I thought, you know, he gave a bit of that spark and energy, and so it was good to see that Rooney is coming back to shape and form, and his combination with Kagawa and Van Persie looked amazing. So that is one glimpse of you know, a light inside this dark tunnel yesterday. So hopefully we'll see a lot more of that Holy Trinity combination in the near future. And yeah, so what do you guys think of this video, guys? Again, very disappointing, but yeah, please leave a comment below on what you thought of yesterday's match. And for more video, please subscribe and like this video. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.